All right, now we're on lesson 3.1, classifying rational numbers. This is the first lesson of chapter 3. We're going to be working on this particular lesson for a few days. So let's just go through it together. The explore activity. Representing division as a fraction, Alicia and her friends, Brittany, Kenji, and Ellis, are taking a pottery class. The 4 friends have to share 3 blocks of clay. How much clay will each of them receive if they divide the 3 blocks evenly? So, the top faces of the block of clay can be represented by squares. Use the model to show the part of each block that each friend will receive and explain. So all we have to do is draw. So there are 4 friends. There's Alicia, Brittany, Kenji, and Ellis, okay? So we have to divide each block into 4 pieces that are equal to see how many pieces of each block they get. So we'll put an A for Alicia on every block, the left piece. Then we have Brittany, we'll put her at the top. Then we have Kenji at the right, and then Ellis. So by having 3 blocks, it might have been weird because not everyone gets 1 full block. But how many parts of a block do they get? So if I make this a little bit opaque. Of the total of each block, how many does Ellis get? So first we need to explain. Sorry about my dog. We split the 3 blocks into 4 pieces, 1 for each person per block. Each piece of 1 square is equal to what fraction of a block of clay? So if you look at the block of clay, it's split into 4 pieces. So 1 full block would be 4 over 4, right? 4 over 4 equals 1 whole. My dog is annoying. Each piece of 1 square is equal to what fraction of a block of clay? So 4 over 4 equals 1 whole. So if we're just looking at the E's, right? Or just the A's, or just the B's, or just the K's, there's only 1 letter in each little portion for each whole block. So each piece of 1 square is equal to 1/4, okay? So each triangle is 1/4. So the E's all get 1/4, right? That makes sense because we split the block into 4ths. Now, explain how to arrange the pieces to model the amount of clay each person gets. Sketch the model. That's easy. So Brittany gets 3 pieces. Oops. Kenji will get 3 pieces. And Ellis will get 3 pieces. And if you want to know why, I will show you. So if I colored each person a different color, so we'll just say Brittany gets to be green in each up there. And then Alicia is a purple. And then Kenji can be blue. So do you see up here how I'm representing? They're each 1/4. So I should have made Alicia blue, but we'll just color over it. She gets all the purples from those blocks. So if we took out each purple, that's where they'd go. So if Brittany's green, then Brittany gets all 3 of her pieces put over here. And then Kenji's blue, he gets all 3 of his pieces. And then Ellis gets all 3 of her pieces. Sketch the model. So we sketched it. Now, what fraction of a square does each person's pieces cover? Explain. So if the whole square is 4 pieces, what fraction did each person get? They all get 3/4 of a block of clay. Because that is how, that was the even amount. Because there are 4 of them and 3 whole blocks. So we couldn't add another block, so we had to split them into 4ths. And each person got a 4th from each block. And since there were 3 blocks, they got 3/4. How much clay will each person receive? 3/4 a block. How does this situation represent division? Okay, so fractions and division are the exact same thing. You are dividing a part by the whole. So they divided 3 blocks of clay by 4 people. Remember, division and fractions are the same thing. So now if we go up here to the reflect, 3 divided by 4 can be written 3/4. How are the dividend and divisor of a division expression related to the parts of a fraction? Okay, so a fraction, let's remember the parts of a fraction. 3/4, we have the numerator over the denominator. So now it's our turn to figure out dividend and divisor. If we look and we think, we have our division problem right here. 3 divided by 4. How is the dividend and divisor of a division expression related to the parts of a fraction? So, the dividend equals which part, and the divisor equals which part? I want you to take a second, and I want you to think about the word dividend and divisor. And I want you to think, do you think the dividend is the numerator or the denominator? And do you think the divisor is the numerator or the denominator? Okay, now that you've had a chance to think, the dividend is the numerator. The dividend is the numerator because that is how many pieces. And the divisor is the number you're dividing by. So that is how they are related. How could you represent the division as a fraction if 5 people shared 2 blocks? Or if 6 people shared 5 blocks? So we could do a simple fraction. The whole number we have would be 2 blocks. We only have 2 blocks. So to do that, we'd have to divide it in 5. 2, 3, 4. They're not super equal, but just pretend they are. So, what fraction would each person have? They would have 2/5. Because if I'm one person, then I get one piece over here and one piece over there. Okay, so then what if 6 people shared 5 blocks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so then, oh, it's 5 blocks, not 6. Okay, so then, if it's 6 people, that's 1 block. Right? So if I'm one person, I get a piece from here, a piece from here, 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 and here. So how many pieces do I get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get 5 pieces. Whoops. I get 5 pieces. And how many blocks are there total? 6. No, I said that wrong. There are 6 blocks, but how many pieces inside of one block? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's where my 6 came from. So, we have the fraction 2/5 and 5/6. Or you can write it as 2 divided by 5. Or 5 divided by 6. So I drew you a little picture to show you, but that is how they are related. So now we have rational numbers. Write each rational number as A over B. So that means they want you to change it from a mixed number, a whole number, or a decimal to a simple fraction, whether it's improper or regular. But there's no whole number. It's just A over B. So let's look at number 3. We have -15. All right, the easiest thing to do are whole numbers. You take the original whole number you have, you rewrite it, you make a division sign, and you put 1 on the bottom. 1 always goes on the bottom for a whole number. Any whole number can be represented as a fraction if you put it over 1. So if we look at number 6, that's also a whole number. We can do the same thing. 62 over 1, that is a fraction. Now let's look at number 4. This is super easy. 0.31, if you read your decimal out loud to the place value it's in. The 3 is in the tenths, the 1 is in the hundredths. So that is 31 hundredths. You write that as a fraction. Your numerator is 31. Your denominator is 100. Why? Because 31 over 100 is the same as the decimal 0.31. It is a fraction. It's like you had 31 pennies. 31 pennies out of a whole dollar. The dollar would be the bottom. The fraction you have would be 31 pennies, so that would be the numerator. Now this cannot be simplified because 31 and 100 don't have a similar factor, so you can't divide it to get it lower. So 3100 is the lowest it goes. And then our favorite, changing a mixed number to an improper fraction. We take our whole number 4 times our denominator. 4 times 9 is 36 plus our numerator, which is 5, is 41, and you keep your denominator the same, 41/9. That's how we got that portion of the homework. Well, this is mostly the lesson, so if you missed our Google Meet, this is what we did or what we went over. We just have a few parts left. Classifying rational numbers, a Venn diagram is a visual representation used to show the relationships between groups. The Venn diagram below shows how rational numbers, integers, and whole numbers are related. Rational numbers include integers and whole numbers. Integers include whole numbers, and whole numbers are by themselves. So place each number in the Venn diagram. Then classify each number by indicating in which set or sets each number belongs. I want you to do this part on your own. I want you to do this on your own because we are going to go over this in the Google Meet. So if you don't understand it, you need to join our Google Meet. I want you to do 9, 10, 11, and 12 by yourself, and we will go over all of those answers during our Google Meet, okay? And number 1 through 7 is your homework. And if you join the Google Meet, I will give you a little bit of help on that. That is the Math 3.1 for today.